This message comes from sponsor Constant Contact, helping small businesses and nonprofits stay connected with customers, grow their audience, and do more business. With email marketing, list growth tools, automation, contact management, social ads, and more, Constant Contact helps small businesses and nonprofits reach their goals faster. An easy-to-use interface and thousands of integrations deliver big marketing results. Start your free trial at ConstantContact.com.
The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC. Always love the clothes of Jimmy. Bitch, I'm your wanna be Jimmy Star, new celebrity. We'll take you out to Jimmy Star.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll tell you all about it in just a minute. But before we get started, let's just start saying hi. We're starting off with our cool, outrageous man about town, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hi, everybody. I finally got grounds to divorce Jimmy, and the grounds are snots in the air, okay? I am dying with a flu. Jimmy was
not
sick.
COVID. Make sure they know it's
not COVID, folks. Flu. You know, like the old-fashioned like flu. I get one.
Used to get in the old
days.
It
twice a year. Actually, I get it spring and fall. It's like a visits me. Jimmy and I are in bed, and Jimmy is sneezing. Snots are flying all over the room. The bedroom is now filled with germs of snots. I'm breathing it in, and of course, I get sick. As I said, when I got married, my vows said to be true, to be wonderful, to support, to stay with. It never said to get germs from Jimmy. Even my poor dog is sneezing. The dog is sick. I hate the flu. Anyway, the show must go on. I'm an old trooper. Even if I were dead, I'd be here through some kind of a medium. But anyway, please don't expect too much from me today. Forgive me, not feeling well. My head is clogged. My eyes are blurry. My voice is gone. My bones ache. In general, I just feel like shit. Okay, so now you know what's going on. Anyway, we had a wonderful time at Sue Wong's Malibu party. It was for Save the Amazon Jungle, which is being taken down by greedy tree people. And if the Amazon jungle goes, we lose our oxygen in the world, because the Amazon jungle does make us have oxygen, and we will all be dead from suffocation. So it was a good cause. Now, the people who did it were a bit strange. One guy telepathically talks to an Indian 3,000 miles away. I said, okay, that's nice. Then somebody came in there with a violin, and in the violin, she had ashes from Auschwitz, Julius Caesar's first stone put down, and a host of other weird things in this violin. When she played the violin, I thought to myself, she should really take the rocks out. It may sound better. But, you know, people believe in this, and Sue Wong definitely believes in this, and I respect Sue Wong because I love her. And whatever she says, I go along with. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm in it or believing in it. But like I've said to Sue Wong, you know, I believe that the Asian race came from Mars years ago, millions and millions of years ago, and they came here and they met with animals and they crossbred the information. And she said to me, oh, Ron, you're out of your mind. I'm out of my mind to believe that aliens lived here before us and we are aliens, but she's not nuts thinking about a guitar with Julius Caesar's rocks and ashes from Auschwitz. Oh, also the ashes from Hiroshima. So I just thought, I don't know. Anyway, we all have our beliefs. My belief today is that Prudent should drop dead. They should take him out. I think it's horrific what he's doing, hurting innocent people, killing, destroying. For what? For oil. Because the guy that has the most oil in the world will rule the world. And that's how communism will take over our country if we're not smart. Of course, We don't want a third world war, because if we nuke them and they nuke us, and we nuke China
left.
and China nukes us, and we all start nuking each other, the planet just can't support that. And the planet will go into some sort of a ruin, and we will all be destroyed. Planet Earth will be a vacant lot. So what do? Everybody hated Trump and said terrible things about Trump. And Trump was the president that said we must build our defenses because Russia is building theirs. He knew what was coming ahead. I don't know why Biden didn't get the same thoughts that Trump did, but Biden didn't, and he took too long. All those millions and millions of dollars in Afghanistan in military equipment, billions should have been taken, and we could have given it to Afghanistan.
No, not to Afghanistan.
I mean, to
Ukraine.
Yeah, to defend their country. I feel so bad for these people. These people are just like you and I. You know, they work hard to decorate their house, to buy a television to hang on the wall, and then a bomb comes along and destroys all of it. They work hard to pay their car payments, and the bomb comes and destroys it. Now they have nowhere to live, no car to drive, no clothing to wear. They're running for their lives, grabbing their children. How could any human being do this to people? I don't understand how Putin does this. He's a sick bastard. He needs to be executed. He needs to be removed. I mean, really, what? They got rid of the other creep. Remember him? How they went in and knocked him off? What was his name? The Arab guy, whatever he was.
I don't know, because I don't do politics.
Yeah. Well, you know the one I mean, the big famous one. They knocked him off. They could sneak in and blow this one away. You know, the Russian people are very against him. They don't want war. They're afraid also because they don't want their ass nuked. So we all have to sit tight and wait and hope that Biden wakes up, gets on the program. He should have done this weeks ago, what he's doing now. The sanctions against Russia should have been done long ago. This way, the Russians couldn't have gotten that far into the country. Jimmy's giving me the speed ahead, but this is an important topic, and it's world news, and I just figured that I'd put my 2 cents in, and all I can say is, God, if you exist, if there is a God, help these people.
There you go. I like that a lot, actually. All right, everybody. So we got a great show for you
Who
today.
asked you? Did I ask you for your opinion?
Doesn't matter. I get to put my 2 cents in because I.
Well, you were giving me the speed ahead sign. So you speak. If you want to talk about it, you talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to do politics.
He doesn't do politics. You're a faggot. I mean, you know, I hate people. I don't do politics. Meanwhile, the Nazi Germans, when Hitler was taking over Nazi Europe, the ones that said, I don't want to talk about it, they're dead.
So let's go. We've got a chat room full of people. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's happy. We're going to say hi to B. Claudia from Germany, Boomer Mays, Dave Hughes.
B, I'm so happy the Germans are supporting
Ukraine.
The Ukraine. I'm thrilled to pieces. Thank you, Germany. Thank you, Italy. Thank you, France. Thank you, Sweden. Thank you, all of the countries who have turned and said, stop it.
I love it. So we've got Boomer Mays, football players in the chat room. Cindy Lady Lake from Florida. Dave Hughes from the UK. Hold on. Backpack John. Everybody who's in the chat room, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have a really good show for you guys today. First, we have Linda Steele coming on. And then our second guest is Olivia Diabo. They're both fabulous guests. You guys are going to have a good time. Before we bring our first guest on, let's just do a quick shout out to thank everybody for tuning in every week. You can hear the show on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and SoundCloud. And you can also listen to us weekly, every week on our home station of W4CY. We're on from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. And we want to thank our fabulous engineer, Roxy, who we love to death, and she's doing a great job. So thank you so much, Roxy.
And forgive me if while you're looking at us, a great big yellow snot comes bouncing out of my right nostril. You can thank Jimmy for this.
We also want to say hello to James Boba, who's in the chat room. I think he's in the chat room talking a lot about Linda Steele. So he must be a fan, which is like freaking awesome. And
who's not a fan of Linda Steele's? I mean, God, take one look at her. You ought to. I mean, women may look at her and say, she's not so pretty. She's fat. She's ugly. She's old. You know how women love to compliment another woman. But I know all the guys say, wow.
She's amazing.
She is absolutely drop dead, magnificently, terrifically gorgeous.
And Dave Hughes says she's in love again with Olivia Diabo. Dave Hughes is our resident perv.
Dave, I want to talk to your wife. Your poor wife. She has to live with a sex maniac, adulterer. Are you an adulterer? Do you fool around, Dave? Tell the truth.
Yeah, he's going to tell the truth in front of all the
Dave,
people.
if you had a chance of making it with Sadie Katz, would you? Be a man. Answer me.
Also, you guys, the Beast Inside trailer is exclusively on Fangoria.com. Check it out. Yeah, we're not allowed to play it anywhere for 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks, then we'll play it on the show for everybody to see it.
And you'll see my Academy Award performance that I gave this movie. I certainly will make this movie launch into the memory of Hollywood great films.
Into the stratosphere. So
you see me for like 2 minutes, not even. You got to go, oh, that was
that's
Ron Russell?
not true.
It is true. I mean,
you look so gorgeous in it.
No, I did it. Listen, I don't do cameos, but I love Sadie Katz to death, and she's my darling, dearest friend. And she said, Ron, I know you don't do 2 lines in movies, but would you come in just to give the movie a push? And I said, absolutely, honey. For you, I'd do anything. I love Sadie. I love working with Sadie. And I'm going to be working with Sadie in a couple of movies that we have in the next year.
Absolutely. So now we're going to bring on our first guest, everybody. And let's make sure that we can hear once it gets going. He says he's a serial monogamist.
What does he say?
He's a serial monogamist.
You're full of shit. I bet you every hooker in Australia. Where are you from, Australia?
No, he's from the UK.
Every hooker in the UK knows you. They give you food stamps.
So, Linda, say something real quick. Let's make sure we can hear you again.
Hi there. It's Linda Steele from Chicago.
Hey, all right.
Linda, I love you, but why are you so dark? Can we lighten you up, honey? Is that us? No, bring it up.
That's us.
Yeah,
she's so beautiful. I want to see every little feature on her face.
Let me see if I can fix
you
that.
Need a little more light, honey. Lighting is everything.
There you go. That's better. That's
so
better.
Well, beautiful.
Sure
you have such beautiful eyes. You must be Italian. You have Italian eyes.
I am Italian.
I knew that. See, we Guineas know each other. Yeah, you definitely have Italian eyes. I mean, you're a beautiful Italian girl. I love you so much. Can you
Thank
cook?
You so much. It was so great to meet you guys at the event in LA. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Oh, hang on. I want to do my introduction first. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, model, TV host, and top national fitness trainer, Linda Steele. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I have been looking so forward to this.
And let me tell you something before we go any further. This woman, the girl, has the body of death. There's not an ounce of fat on her. She's gorgeous in person. I'm not happy with what she looks like right now, folks, because now she looks beautiful, but in person she's gorgeous. So we're not getting lighting is everything. If you're not lit properly, you can't see the features.
Well, and also though her boobs aren't like sticking out.
No,
like
but
normal.
I look. The minute I spotted her, I said, "Oh my God, this gal is for me." I only like beautiful women. Unfortunately, I'm a chauvinist male.
There you go. What can you do about that? So, Linda, we have my cool, outrageous man about town, Ron Russell.
We're making out. Are you kidding?
So we have a chat room that's starting to fill up. Please say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so honored. It's just so great to be here. You guys get to ask questions and get involved with the conversation. So that's always fun.
So also you have a fan, James Bova. Please say hi to James since he's in there, and he's definitely in there for you because he's like loving you.
Oh my gosh. Hi, James. Yeah, he is one of the loyal ones for sure. I have a bunch of core loyal fans. A lot of the fans, they're nice. They're great. They comment and they like all my stuff. But some of them are like really engaging. And
we have the same thing.
I need to have a question answered. I've gained a lot of weight because of COVID. We sit home and eat and watch TV and get like big fat slobs. What's the best diet? How can I lose? I'm in a movie soon and I don't want to look like a rhino. And I have to lose weight within like 5 or 6 weeks. What is the healthiest and the best way to lose weight to look thin like you?
Well, if I remember correctly, you don't drink alcohol, correct?
No, I don't drink alcohol.
So that helps. So the 2 fastest ways to gain weight, I'll tell you this, are under eating and drinking alcohol. And you don't drink alcohol, so you might be under eating. So we probably have to tweak your diet a little bit, and I'd be happy to help you with that.
What do you mean under eating? Mean not eating enough?
No, yeah, because
I'm afraid so.
When the body starves, it holds the fat. because it needs it. It's afraid that it's not going to have enough fat. That I know. No, I eat properly. I eat big salads with chicken and stuff like that. So I do eat. It's just that I'm 81, and my daughter very kindly said, "Daddy, it's called middle-age spread." Is that true?
I love it.
Is that true? Is there such a thing as middle-age?
No, I mean,
spread?
I'm 51, and I.
Wow, how much are you?
51.
You're 51?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. You don't look it. I thought you were like 30, 29 or 30.
No, and I don't.
Not a sweetheart. I don't lie. I told the truth. And for a person, you look like 30 years old.
Thank you.
People are not looking old anymore. We don't look old anymore.
And I have a balanced diet. I would be happy to help you with your diet. It's more than just a quick answer, or otherwise I'd answer it right here on air. But I'll go ahead and we will get your diet dialed in.
Well, I believe in portion control.
Well, and that's true. But again, you have to be really careful that you're not under eating because of that. So let's figure that out. It's a very simple calculation for me to figure out, and I can give you a diet, what you should be eating all day long in order to make sure that you get.
Can you make this public so all of the fans watching you can do it? Because everybody's fat now. I'm talking to so many people.
She gets paid to do that.
No, listen, I spoke with
Thank you, Jimmy.
My friend Teresa Rogers, Tristan Rogers, the actor's wife, who's a darling woman. She said she put on a couple of pounds. I mean, everybody's here in Palm Springs is complaining about having to have gained weight.
Yeah.
Because of COVID. And of course, we didn't go out and exercise like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hold on. Two things. First thing,
wait. I want to hear, how do people pay you to do what you do?
That's what I was going to go into.
Okay. I want to hear.
They either buy meal plans from me where I interact with them and find out certain things about foods they like, foods they don't like, because I'm certainly not going to put a plan together with foods that they don't like and say, eat this, it's going to make you lose weight. If you don't like it, you're going to fail. You're going to eventually go off the deep end and say, screw this, I'm not doing it anymore. So I first find out the foods that you like to eat, and I build, and that doesn't mean barren pizza, by the way. It just means, I'm not a magician. I can only do what I can do. But I first try to find the foods that you like to eat, and I build your day around it. And I typically I'll give you this tip. I usually do a 40-40-20 split with my clients: 40% protein, 40% carbohydrate, 20% fat. That's the split.
Go slow. Give me that again. I'm old.
40-40-20.
40-40-20.
No, I didn't ask you, snot nose, that you made me sick. He gave me this flu.
He's so bitter at you right now.
He's always that way.
I'm telling you, he laid next to me and sneezed and didn't cover it. The snots were flying and hit the fan.
So she said 40-40-20.
Yes.
40,
I ask you, give me
40 carbohydrates.
40% carbohydrate, 20% fat. That is what I have most of my clients. Now, there are variations.
That's a high.
If I get someone who's a marathon runner, I have to adjust accordingly.
40% carb is high for me. I don't even go that high with carbs.
Well,
are you kidding? You love carbs.
I know.
I'm picky on your carbs. I can't let you eat donuts. That's not carb. I can't.
He likes pasta. He's Italian. He likes pasta.
She's Italian too.
Yeah. So, but you know what? I may be able to fit some pasta into your diet and still make it work. But your carbohydrates are going to come from nutritionally dense items.
Let me just make a statement about pasta. If you travel to Italy, you will not find fat women or fat men.
Except for the Americans visiting.
Yeah, no, people think that the Italians are all fat because they eat pasta. Not true. The Italians are very skinny people. Why? Because they don't eat bread with pasta, and they don't have donuts or cupcakes or apple pie after they eat.
Right.
And they eat balanced. They have a salad, some chicken, and a little pasta. So do you think that's a good diet?
They also eat a lot of fish, and that usually helps. That helps your liver process out the fat. I
don't eat fish at all. Tuna fish, that's it.
Okay, tuna fish will do. That will help a lot.
So wait a second.
You are so beautiful.
Let me jump in. Hang on. Let me jump in and do some bragging. First of all, there's somebody named Nicholas in the chat room, and he says happy birthday to your daughters or something.
Yes, it's my daughter. I have twins, and I have another little girl. Well, she's 24, but my twins.
Oh my God!
I have a little.
Happy birthday to your twins.
I have a little.
Birthday is today, and yes,
I have a little daughter. I have a little daughter also. She's 53.
See what I'm saying?
older than her. So say hi. Also, Sean Kirk has joined us. So say hi to Sean Kirk. He's a photographer.
Yes, he is.
And so I'm going to brag you guys. So a little bit for Linda. First of all, you guys, she has a phenomenal website. It's lindasteelehotbod.com, and Steele has an E at the end. So it's Linda, Steele, hotbod.com.
Yep.
She's a professional model. This is how I'm giving you her credentials so you know when she's telling you this shit, she knows what the hell she's talking about. She's a professional model, certified elite trainer, certified nutrition expert. She's certified in exercise therapy, certified in senior fitness, strength and fitness, and she owns a gym for all the people who look super hot.
In
Yes.
Chicago.
In
which is a
Chicago.
bitch, because if her gym were here, I would go. But now, Linda, now I'm a fat person, make believe, a really fat person. And I want to join or do or get from you, whatever. What is it going to cost me in money, in dollars?
You know, my rates range. When I have my virtual clients, it's about $150 an hour, and I can train you virtually. And with the training, we would be training. You'd be at a gym, or you'd be in your home gym or something. We would be working with some type of resistance. And but what would be included in that would be your nutrition, advice.
So you would give a diet as well, a written diet to follow.
Yeah, because while you're doing
that's very
sets,
reasonable. That's very reasonable.
It actually is. When you're doing sets of exercises, I'm typing things up. I'm asking you questions, so I don't have to just be sitting there watching you work out. I can be doing plenty while I'm doing. So that's how I'm able to do it.
You're a personal trainer and a nutritionist for $150.
That's cheap.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
You got to raise your price.
They also want to know if you offer wellness and heart health info.
Yes, and I have clients that I just chit chat on the phone with for an hour at a time. I'm their well-being advisor. We talk about all kinds of things from business to family life to how they're keeping themselves sane while they're running businesses, while they're running a family, while they're dealing with personal situations. So I do that as well.
Linda.
Yes.
In honesty, and be forceful about this. What do you think about vapor smoking?
I don't like any type of anything that you inhale, and I don't even have to do enough research. You can't give me any research that's going to convince me the opposite. There's nothing good that comes of that. There really isn't.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and even when it comes to like smoking weed, I know that there are benefits to it, but there are CBD oils you can use with the THC or whatever. There are gummies that you can ingest. Those I still think are better than inhaling anything into your lungs.
We don't do any of it.
Well, is it true that you get cottage cheese lungs? Is that what they call popcorn lungs or cottage cheese?
I don't know enough about that. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay, next question. What do you think about marijuana for rheumatism and aches and pains in the body?
I've heard that it works, and I've never had to use it myself, but I have heard that it works, and I'm not against it, except for the inhaling part of it. So if you can ingest it some other way.
No. A very good friend of mine sent me pot butter, and she said you put a tiny little on the tip of your fingernail before you go to sleep, and in a week's time you will have less rheumatoid
body pains.
Pains.
Yeah, I have heard that as well. And my opinion about that is, some people think, oh, it's just a placebo, but my opinion is if it works, then it works. Who cares if it's a placebo or if there's actual biological effects that you can prove in the human body.
Third question.
Okay.
I'm getting this is very important. Do you think excess sugar is damaging to the body?
Yes.
As a quick yes, so you're firm on that one.
100%.
100%.
Do you eat any sugar?
I do. I eat all the stuff that I'm supposed to eat during the day, and then I sneak in a couple like little chocolates here and there. I never overdo it, but I do. Like sometimes I just need something. But if you're trying to lose weight, don't try to have those somethings. Get to your goal first. While you're maintaining, it's okay to have something here and there.
Is drinking water important to losing weight?
100% yes. Your liver will not function properly unless it's hydrated properly. So you have to make sure that you drink, and that's when everything starts to process through your body.
And what's your advice on how much water to intake?
Depending on your size and your activity level, anywhere from 80 to 120 ounces a day.
A lot of water. It's like drinking the Atlantic
It's like
Ocean.
a 2-liter bottle or something.
Yeah, I mean, I pee every like 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh, I pee all
He
the
does
time.
too, and he doesn't even drink that much.
No, I do drink a lot of fluids, but I pee because I'm old. I mean, I just walk around peeing all the time.
Yeah.
So I
leave a trail of pee. That's how people find me.
So I want to go back and clarify. First of all, you guys, so we went to Brian Sebastian's event at Madame Tussauds like 2 weeks ago during Super Bowl week on the roof, and Linda was there. But we knew Linda ahead of time because Linda is a co-host on Brian Sebastian's Movie Reviews and More, and that's how we originally met her. And we've known her for a long time, but we had never physically met her.
Let me tell you something. This gal does not lie, because if she did, I wouldn't be so nice. I would say you're full of shit. But she does not lie. Whatever she tells you is based upon fact and is what she does. I was very impressed. First of all, I was impressed with her looks, of course. And then when I got to talk to her and found out what she thought about certain things, I became very impressed with her knowledge. I would suggest to anyone out there that's not healthy or if you're fat, to contact Linda and see what she could do for you. And Ron Russell does not lie or blow smoke up anybody's ass, and you know that.
No, I want to go back though, because when I was on the first time I was a guest on Movie Reviews and More, I knew that Brian had a lot of beautiful women on the thing, but I really had no idea that you were like a guru, like you're like the fitness guru, and I didn't know that until I started searching you to come on the show today. But I had an idea after we talked, and you were talking about my knee, and you spent a lot of time talking to me. And I was like, "Oh my God, she really knows her shit." This is super cool. I felt the same way. I felt, I've been around the block a few thousand times. I know shit from Shinola and phonies, and I said to myself, "This gal goes right for the kill. She knows what she's talking about, and I'm going to really seriously listen to you." So listen to you guys. Dieting. If you go to lindasteelehotbod.com, so on her website, she's got stuff for fitness. She's got stuff just for the pervs who want to see pictures of her in almost no clothes. Oh, that's terrible, Jimmy. She's above that. No, she's way beyond that. I know, but she sells autographed pictures. Let her sell them. Nobody does. She sells nutritional things. She's got a blog, you guys. It's one of the best put together websites for nutrition and health that I've ever seen. It's really, really amazing, and everybody should go in and find out more about what she does, because she's so phenomenal at it, and she's fucking nice, and not everybody is nice. Linda, do me a favor. Please tell Jimmy when he sneezes to cover the snots that fly all over the house.
You don't necessarily have to put a mask on, because I don't believe in those, but
I don't believe in the mask either. I never did.
At least sneeze into your elbow.
Yes, sneezing to my elbow.
He was laying on his back in bed, and
I sneezed to the other direction.
No, you did not. You sneezed it directly up, and I saw it floating down. It was coming down like glitter all over me. Anyway,
I love it.
Linda, married, single, want to get married?
I
have children.
I am single.
3 children.
I have 3 daughters. I can't imagine a relationship that is going to make me happy, but I am.
Oh, that's wrong. I'm going to correct you on that.
Right?
No, a person like you needs a person who's not jealous of you, number one. Mm-hmm. A person who's not in competition with you, and a person who could sort of hold you up on a pedestal a bit because you deserve it, and that's the man for you. He don't think he's a wimpy, weak man. When men adore a woman and they put the woman on that pedestal, he's not a weak man.
I have had that, and it's wonderful, and you can't imagine what I give in return when I get that.
Oh, I know you're Italian. I'm Italian.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You
the struggle that's going on right now with me, and I don't think I'm alone in this. I think I speak for a lot of people out there, both men and women. There's such a lack of respect that goes on right now. I'm having a very difficult time finding a man who is respectful 100% of the time. And you set boundaries, and they go, okay, sure, I won't do that anymore. And then boom, they do it again. And I don't understand the lack of respect and the lack of following boundaries that people.
Well, I'll tell you that, since you don't understand it, they had parents that did not teach them right from wrong. Okay. I have parents that are Italian, of course, and they brought me up with the Italian traditions and respect. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I'm that way, and so are my daughters. Now, my daughter, Leslie, is quite beautiful. She was first runner-up in Miss America. She was Miss New York, Miss all that shit. And she can't get a guy if she stands on her head.
Yep.
Because men are afraid of her. When they talk to her, they say, oh, you're nice. I thought you'd be a bitch. Why? I have no idea. She's the prettiest little blonde with green eyes. Mm-hmm. And she can't. Wait, I'm not finished. So asking you, do you have that same problem? Are men afraid of you because you're beautiful and smart?
I have heard that. I have heard people say that I'm intimidating, and I don't understand why, because I'm actually very nice.
Yes, you are.
And I give people the benefit of the doubt. And I have to say that's probably my weakness. I give people too many opportunities to treat me poorly. And I don't know why. I'm very clear with my boundaries. I'm very clear with my expectations. So I don't understand where the confusion is coming in. But I think some men, I think what happens is they do get a little intimidated, they do get a little scared, but it comes out in a way where they become like arrogant and disrespectful. I think, I don't know if that's what it's translating to. I can't quite pinpoint it.
Wait, there's an old saying, cover up an inferiority complex with a superiority complex.
Yes.
And that's what happens to men.
That's exactly what's happening.
If a man is having sex with a woman and he can't keep an erection, he doesn't say the problem is his. He said the problem is the woman's problem. Well, honey, you don't get me hot enough to get an erection. Men will never give in. Men will always blame it on somebody else because they're stupid. You have to go. I told my daughter, she's an old maid, 54 years old. She's never been married, and she's breathtakingly beautiful, smart, nice, and not bitchy or stuck up. I said, Leslie, go to Italy. There are so many charming men who were raised with our culture who might want to come to America. Don't marry them to bring them here, but maybe if you fall in love. And she said she would never trust a guy because she would only think he was marrying her to come to this country. What do you think about that?
I would be reluctant as well. I have some trust issues going on. I don't trust many people.
Well, hello, welcome aboard this show.
Yeah.
Well, another thing about you that you got to take into consideration for like a lot of men, because you said you intimidate men and stuff, but like right now you're kind of like all dressed up, but when you're in like your workout wear, I mean, you're like fucking She-Ra. Like you could fucking kill people. Shit. I mean, you literally should be like in a Marvel movie or something as one of the superheroes. I mean, look at that shit. I mean, you're like,
yeah, but you know what? I'm gay, but I'm not dead. I still appreciate beautiful women.
Yeah.
When I first saw her, I thought gorgeous. Then after knowing her, the gorgeous went away. I never saw her beauty anymore. I saw a very interesting lady, woman, girl, who is charming, sweet, and honest. And that overrode her beauty because beauty is short-lived. When you're my age, you'll be an ugly old lady,
Well, you might. And he didn't mean you. He just means people.
No, I mean her. I mean, look what Sophia Loren looks like now. My God, what a mess. And she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Age takes away your looks. So you best have something to hold that man or that woman coming from within you.
You're so right.
And Linda, you have that. I hope people out there don't think I'm kissing your ass or bullshitting about you, because I'm not. If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't talk about it. I just feel that a guy has to have courage and guts to pursue you and to find out the woman within. Now, you could be a bitch in real life. I really don't know. In private, you could be a horrible person.
No, I'm not. But I am. I have started to develop a zero tolerance rule, and I had a date this weekend actually that I had made a decision within an hour. It was over, and I had dated this guy, here and there over the last few months, and he did a couple of disrespectful things, and I knew like that goodbye that night was going to be it. And I'm just not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to give people second chances, third chances. I'm just not.
No. A dog is a dog is a dog. A dog will never be a cat.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Mm-hmm.
You're smart. I've dated a lot of men, being a gay man. Of course, I don't sleep around. I date important men. I don't date trashy people. Anyone I've dated was very, very distinguished, very well, important. Okay. And I found so many of them to be so full of crap. They love me. They love me. And the minute I turn my face, they're checking somebody else out. That goes. If they do that, gone, right?
And you know what that does? That to me, it wears on your security. Now, I'm a very secure woman. It's going to be very difficult for a man to single-handedly take me down as far as my insecurities. I know what I look like. I know what I have to offer. I know how I compare to others. I know all the above. So it's going to be very difficult for a man to take me down and make me insecure. But that's what seems to be happening when a man does that. When a man looks at other women or other men, in your case, that they're trying to beat you down. They're trying to make you go, why is he looking at other men? What's wrong?
No, it never worked that way with me. I simply walked out.
That's exactly what you have.
No, I do. I'm sure I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I have walked away, and they're yelling, "Run, where you're going?" And I ignore them. I just walk, and that's it. You're done. Gemini, you a Gemini?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, okay. Leos are like Geminis. They're tough people.
Yeah.
I won't tolerate any kind of bullshit when I used to date. Now, when I met Jimmy, I thought he was weird, rock and roll, crazy guy, all dressed up with crazy feathers and earrings and ripped jeans. He wasn't for me. I was never going to date a guy like that. And then, as I said as many stories ago, that we had a big event. He came dressed in a suit. He cut his hair, took out all the jewelry, and I fell in love because he looked like what I like. He's maintained that. Jimmy is very Ralph Lauren, and he looks stunning when we go out. And I'm afraid to ask him, do you miss the old Jimmy in the rock and roll clothes? I'm going to ask him now. Do you miss being Jimmy, the old rock and roll?
Actually, not, because I think Jimmy in the rock and roll days, I had a different career. I was a clothing designer. I only dressed rock and roll people. I lived in the nightclubs, dressing rock and roll people. And now my career has changed, and I've grown up. I'm a lot older. What you do when I'm almost 60. So what you do when you're 60 and what you do when you're 30 is very different.
How do you feel about that, Lynn?
Well, I agree with that 100%. I've always liked to dress conservatively, but I also, being smaller, I love wearing fitted clothes. So it's hard to find conservative / hot, looking club-like without looking slutty. So it's difficult, but today I prefer being a little bit more covered up than I did even 10 years ago.
Absolutely. So I have a question.
I agree with that. Some of these girls, we go to so many events, and these young girls come up to me because I'm an old man. They say, Ron or Mr. Russell, do you think I look good? And I said, honey, that's a clit cover you have for a skirt. It doesn't look good. All right? And as far as your fake boobs hanging out, cheesy. If you think going to bed with somebody is going to get you a part in a movie, get online with the rest of the downtrodden women.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
A woman that's elegant, a man respects. Like they say, I always make comments about women's big boobs, and they say, why are you looking at my breasts? And I say, because they're hanging out, and they're in my face. How could you not comment on them? So women today want to be sexy, but they don't want men to acknowledge that. And I think that's stupid, because a man loves to flatter a woman, and a woman loves to be flattered.
Agreed.
So where am I going with this? I just got
I'm
lost.
not sure, but I want to switch the conversation over a little bit.
I drank a lot of that Dayquil.
Yeah.
And I think it's kicking in, and
No,
I don't do drugs or anything, so I don't know. I hate being a little loaded.
I think because I'm super impressed with everything that you do, and I saw one of your posts on Instagram, which you guys can follow her on Instagram. On Instagram, she's Linda Steele Fit Bod, but on her website is Linda Steele Hot Bod, and either way, she's fit and she's hot, and so are you like getting into like movies and stuff? Because I saw you were like going to be on a set for something called Anomaly. Yes. Is that like, are you producing it? Are you in it? Or what are you doing? Are you expanding your horizons?
I am expanding my horizons. I was approached about a year ago from a director, Terry Wickham, and he wanted me to play the role of a police officer. And I have never acted, and I hate scary movies. So naturally I said yes.
I said yes. Same with him.
And, I thought, he sent me the script, and I thought, okay, when I'm reading this, it doesn't seem that scary because I'm just and I'm just really trying to, focus on my lines. So let's see what happens when the movie is actually out, when we actually get deep into it. So far last weekend, I went to New Jersey to film the trailers for the movie, and it was great. I had never been on set. It was a fabulous experience. I didn't realize why you take so many takes. Now I know why. I didn't realize what all goes into it. The crew, the sound, the lighting people, the camera. I can't believe the work that goes into these films. We filmed for 12, 13 hours on Saturday, and another, I don't even know how many hours on Sunday. And I believe we're going to come up with about a 5 to 7 minute trailer for him to go out and start trying to raise money for this movie so that we can film.
It's an either you love it or you hate it. I know people that have done a first film and they said, "Oh, I'll never do this again." And I know people who did it for the first film and said, "I only live for it." How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't only live for it because I have so many other things that I love. But it's definitely, I have no regrets. Of course, we've only done the trailers. It's only been one weekend. Ask me again after we're a month into filming how I feel. I know it's a lot of work, but it's really fun. And it's something that I've not done. And I just reached a point in my life where I don't want to say no to anything that I might regret one day. I don't want to be on my deathbed and go, I wish I would have agreed to doing that movie. That who knows what could have happened. I'm just not going to say no to opportunities.
So you're Officer Rachel. Hey, Officer Rachel Langer.
Yep.
The chat room knows all about it.
Wait 1 minute. I'm senile. Slowly, the name of the movie.
Anomaly.
Uh-huh. Okay. And you play a cop. I play cops all the time. How did you play your character?
Well, my character is being questioned by the captain. The captain is questioning my investigation skills. So I'm having to find a balance between putting my foot down and defending my skills, but being respectful at the same time. And in real life, I have a very difficult time doing that. So this is challenging to me because if I can't do it in real life, how in the hell am I going to do it in front of a camera? So
it's called acting.
Yeah. Maybe I can take this and bring it into my real life. So
there are lots of lines that I have that I don't believe in. I try to talk to the script people or the director and say, listen, this line is not happening. Yeah. Especially when they want me to play a mafia from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn and I knew the mafia. I grew up with my buddies. So I'm an expert on how they behave. Uh-huh. And you cannot have a mafia tough guy say, oh, darn heck, gee whiz. It doesn't work in a script. So now they listen to me and they say, what would you say? And I say, I'd say this, this, and that. And they say, well, that's kind of tough. I said, well, that's what I'm supposed to be. So right. Be careful. Be careful of your script. That's my advice to you. Don't be afraid they're going to throw you off the movie. They won't. But if you're not happy with that line and you feel it's not making your character happen, change it because that line can destroy your whole performance.
You're so right. The director, Terry, has been fabulous. Bill Ostrander is my co-star. He's my captain in the movie, and he has come up with some great ideas and suggestions, and they've opened the door for me to do the same thing. Like, how do you feel about saying that line? Does it feel natural? And I've actually said it would feel a little bit more natural for me to say it like this, and they, okay, then go ahead. By all means, we want it to look natural. We want it to sound right. The
example, I'm in a movie coming up. I play a gay vampire. It's a comedy. And the script had where I am a little gay. Not obviously, but a little gay. I read the script and I told the writer, I can't do the movie. She said, why? I said, because I don't want people to think that I'm not acting, that that's who I really am. I will play it very gay. In playing it very gay, I will look like I'm performing because it's not who I am. And they agreed. Also, the comedy lines didn't work playing it straight. Playing it flamboyantly, they worked. So my second thing of advice to you is help the film. Don't hold back. If you have any information that you think can make this movie better, put it in. Because so many films out there really stink. And the actors don't care. They just do their lines and go home.
Get paid.
That's
and get paid. It's not a family thing. A movie, everybody on that movie has to be family or it doesn't work.
You're right.
I have to tell you though, your fans in the chat room, they know fucking everything about you.
Jimmy, if you curse one more,
they know everything.
If you curse,
there's nothing wrong with cursing. We curse every week.
She's a lady. I don't want you to curse in front of her.
Hey Ron, I hate to disappoint you, but I'm an Italian from Chicago. So.
I've heard her curse. Okay, so I went on your website, which again, everybody is lindasteelhotbod.com, and And she has like this little question and answer thing that she talks about all different things about her. She's a neat freak, and her celebrity crush is Bradley Cooper. We have to talk about that because I don't get that
My
one
daughter
at all.
Deirdre's crazy about
No,
him.
not him. No, she likes Ryan Gosling. Not
They
Bradley
all look
Cooper.
alike. What difference? They all look alike.
If you notice, my favorite movie is The Hangover.
Yes.
The way he looks in The Hangover, I just can't even with him. He just is so dreamy to me. Now, I answered those questions years ago. I probably should update that a little bit, but I don't think that would change. I still think it would be Bradley Cooper.
Well, I think The Hangover, first of all, all three of the movies were hilarious. I like them very, very much.
Yes.
And I'm not really a fan of any of the people really in the movie that much, but I like the movie a lot. For me, though, Bradley Cooper just wouldn't do it.
My daughter Deirdre is an actress, a SAG member, and she's coming up in a film next fall where she gets to kiss Sean Kanan.
Oh.
And we know Sean, he's a family friend, and she's so excited. She said, I hope Michelle won't mind. I said, well, if you put your tongue in his mouth, she'll beat the shit out of you. So just make it a theater kiss.
Do you know who Sean Kanan is? You might not even know who he is, but he's
The Bold and the
he's
Beautiful.
from The Bold and the Beautiful, and
Everything.
he's in a whole bunch of shit.
One of the most beautiful men you've ever seen in the world. One of those really gorgeous, God made it perfect guy.
Wow.
He's also was in Karate Kid 3. He was the star of Karate Kid 3, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be on Cobra Kai the next season.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to look him up too.
He's an intense looking guy.
Wow.
I mean, he's like tough. I can't explain it, but he's my buddy, and I love him a lot. And I love his wife, Michelle. She's Italian also.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jewish. She's Italian.
So okay, so then
Good
if you're going to be an actress, like who would be your like? Oh my God, I would love to work with which guy and which girl? Who are two people that you'd be like, oh my God, I would love it if I could be in a movie with them?
Jennifer Aniston always comes to mind. I've been a fan of hers since I could remember. I just think she's sweet, funny, genuine. I just think she has everything. I use her for examples for everything. I just love her. And as far as a male goes, I mean, I have to go back to Bradley Cooper, but and I'm bad with names too. Hemsworth, what's his name?
Liam Hemsworth.
Yes.
There's two of them. There's two Hemsworths. So which one? Thor or the other one?
Thor.
Okay, yeah, that's Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, he's hot. Yeah,
right.
One that played Thor.
Yeah,
that's the one you're crazy about.
Well, I like him.
You sissy Mary.
No, I'm not. You know what? Did you ever see Vacation when they did the remake of Vacation, the movie? So he has a little cameo in there because they go stay with his sister's their brother-in-law, and he comes in the middle of the night and wakes them up, and he has I'm assuming it's a fake penis because the thing is like a huge, in the scene, and it's very hilarious. Everybody should see that movie.
Jimmy fainted.
No, he's not really old enough for me. I like him old.
Oh, please,
okay, I like older men as well.
Yeah, I like him older, so it makes.
And I don't
different.
like old men. I would never go to bed with an 81-year-old. I'd vomit.
But what if he looked like you, Ron? I mean, not every.
No, I'd still vomit. No, I don't find old men attractive at all, or old women either. I like 35 to 40.
I'm old.
Like me.
Not in women. He likes all women. So how did you get involved? You're a little kid and you're growing up. Did you grow up in Chicago?
Yeah.
So you're a little kid in Chicago. The weather's terrible in the winter. Like, how did you just wake up and say, I'm going to be like this top national fitness trainer person?
That is the best question ever. I was going through a divorce and I took a look at my body one day as I was getting out of the shower in the mirror, and I went, oh my God, someone else is going to see me naked. I have work to do. And that is
I say the same thing.
Yep. That's the answer. And I hired a trainer, and the trainer happened to be a master trainer for the CIA. And his program was phenomenal. I trained with him for a year. That's the same program that I teach today.
Oh, I love. So you didn't start at a very young age because you were already married.
I didn't start until I was 33 years old.
Oh, wow.
So
that's awesome.
What happened to the husband? Why'd you divorce him?
He had some horrible habits. He drank too much. He gambled too much. He didn't
goodbye.
But you know what's fabulous? He and I are great friends right now. He's coming.
Well, you have children though, right? You have children together.
We do, but when we were divorcing, we weren't great friends.
Okay.
There were hard.
No one is. But you don't want a gambling drunk. No, we don't want.
he will be at my house tonight celebrating our daughter's birthday together. And we went out to dinner a couple months ago to celebrate what would have been our 30th wedding anniversary.
Oh my God, that's cool.
That's terrific. Well, I believe in parents being friends. In my case, my wife left to go find a career, and she forgot to see her kids for 35 years.
Oh.
And then she died. So my children, their mother was just selfish.
Terrible.
But she was a model, very selfish, very self-contained. She never wanted kids. I did. She was Dutch. I'm Italian. Bad mix.
They're not very loving, are they?
No. And I should have married somebody like you, a beautiful Italian like you. I never would have let her go.
You would have loved me, and I would have loved you back.
Oh, if I was straight, I was cute when I was younger. You kidding?
You're cute now.
No. I'm an old troll. When I was young, I looked just like Tony Curtis when I was young.
You did. You showed me pictures. We sat and looked at your phone. You remember?
People always said Tony Curtis. I was really cute.
So have your children followed in your footsteps? Are they like big into fitness or movies? Like, are they in entertainment?
The twins at one point they were fitness trainers. They were trained in personal training, nutrition, and sports therapy. And then they decided to go off to do other careers. And so they are no longer in the fitness industry. Okay. My little one, she is not certified in those things, but she has her own meal prep company. And she has taken that on really, really well. And she looks great. She's fit. She works out in the gym. She's my manager at my gym. So she's fabulous. Somebody just asked me to talk about Macro Made Meals. Macro Made Meals is my daughter's company. And she's the little one. She started the company from my clients. My clients were asking me, hey, can you cook my foods for me? And I said, I certainly do not have time for that. And my daughter said, I do. And I'm going to make a business out of it. And so she did. She contacted my clients and said, this is what I'm going to start doing. Are you interested? And they all jumped on the wagon. It was so great.
That's awesome.
It's just built from there. She delivers all over the Chicagoland area. We ship to a couple different states. She's really doing great. I'm so proud of her.
Good for her.
Yeah, so she has followed in my footsteps. The other two, they did temporarily, and now they went off to do different careers.
Do you see yourself living in Chicago forever?
There it is, Macro Made Meals. I will keep my house wherever my kids are. So if my kids are in Chicago, yes, I will have a house here. But
that's Italian.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm definitely not opposed to moving south. I'd love to go to Florida. I'd go to Texas. I don't think I'd go to California, but because I have found very comfortable spots in both Florida and Texas that I love. So I would probably do that, but it'd have to be temporary because I couldn't be away from my babies that long.
My daughters both live in Palm Springs. They live together. They have a house.
Wow.
And they're close to me always. They've never left my sight. They're grateful because I was the first Mr. Mom. I raised my daughters alone, a gay man, and nobody was doing that. And I remember some wicked people said, oh, they're going to be drug addicts and whores because how can a man raise kids? They'll be wild. And
they're the farthest from it.
Farthest. My daughter Deirdre is a brilliant actress and a wonderful whatever she does with lawyers. And the other one is an antique connoisseur and runs the leading antique store in Palm Springs.
Great.
So, it's what you put in, you get back. And I could tell that your kids are very dedicated to
They are so dedicated. And, they grew up in a very strict home. I was strict with them because
Me too.
Because I was that mom who showed up for parent-teacher conferences, I roll up in my Corvette and get out in my 6-inch heels. I knew my kids were going to have a reputation right off the bat. Whether they did anything right or wrong, they were going to have a reputation. So they were gymnasts, but I wouldn't let them be cheerleaders. I wouldn't let them be on POMs. They had to get A's and B's or they got their phones taken away. I mean, I had a very strict home. And why not the cheerleader? Because they come with reputations. I'm not saying all cheerleaders are sluts. Right. But they have a reputation. And when their mom comes out of comes appearing looking like that, it wasn't like I tried, but I have big boobs, I wear high heels, and that's just what I do. So you automatically think that I'm a whore, even though I never was.
No, I wouldn't think. Well, listen, are you the one with the shoe collection?
Yeah, we're going to go see your shoe collection.
Yeah, let's see shoes.
So you guys, she says on her website how much she loves heels. And I think they have to be 6 inches, I think it said.
Usually 6 inches, but, I've gone shorter.
So we're gonna switch her over to her phone so she can walk
Linda,
into her.
you weren't very tall, Linda, from what I remember.
I'm only 5'4".
Yeah.
5'3" and 3/4. Really.
Yeah, but she's like 5'10".
No, but the 6-inch heel is good.
Yeah. Okay.
So she got to get rid of that one so she can go into the other one.
I'm gonna switch.
Okay, switch.
Go ahead, honey.
Okay.
She is so nice. I love her.
Okay, here we go.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, look how
Okay,
pretty with her
excellent.
hair down.
We are walking through my house now. We're going down the stairs. We were just in my bedroom, and now we're going to go into my shoe room.
You don't even keep your shoes in your bedroom? You have a room just for shoes?
Yes, and you'll see why.
Oh
my
shit.
God. Why don't you buy a few pair of shoes, Linda?
Isn't that
Oh
crazy?
my God, look at how awesome.
I know.
I want a room like that for my clothes too.
I know.
And that's
I mean,
just shoes though. You don't have
this
clothes in there.
We have some purses, but
Oh my God, look at all the shoes.
I know.
So what's your favorite pair of shoes? Do you have a favorite?
You know, it's so hard to say. People ask me that all the time, and it depends. I mean, am I dressing up? Am I just wearing jeans? Am I, you know what I mean? Is it date night? Is it
Okay, date night and you love the guy and maybe you're even considering sleeping with him. What shoes are you wearing?
I gotta go to. Hold on. These.
Oh my God, those are fabulous.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
And I have these in black and I have them in red.
Now, are those shoes the one guy with the red bottoms?
Louboutins.
These are the red bottoms. I have a few pair of those.
There we go.
Those
Louboutin.
are Poutin.
These are also sharp. What did you say?
Oh, those are
his
Louboutins.
name is Poutin or Poutana.
Louboutin.
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 Yeah, and these are also.
Oh, look at the other side too. Wait, turn around.
Oh.
Go show us the other side.
Yeah,
I see
here's the other
yellow.
side.
I see yellow.
Yeah. I mean, yellow shoes. I have 4 pair of yellow shoes. These,
my gosh.
these. Look
Pull
at
those
these.
out. I like those.
Aren't those sharp?
Those are sexy.
So sexy.
Very
And if you have the
shoes
right
are sexy.
cute dress, I mean, you know, these are cute.
Oh my God, they're all so high. And
No,
your
you-
feet
no.
don't get tired? I guess
No,
you got
they
strong
don't.
legs.
Now
Can
you
I
need-
show you some of my new favorites? So now I'm
Yeah.
casual. I'm just going to throw on some pair of jeans. Look at how cool these Louis are,
Oh yeah, those are nice.
right?
No, I don't like.
No,
those.
I like those.
I
Yeah.
don't. Too
Those are
dykey.
sketchy.
Too dykey for me.
Let's see. And then I have the tall boots. So here's Brian Sebastian. Say hi to Brian Sebastian.
Oh hey Brian, what's up?
Oh, he's all over.
He is all over.
Brian.
What are you
He
like?
is
That's creepy that you're in her closet, Brian.
I know,
Oh,
right?
really?
These are nice. The rhinestones.
Oh, those are fabulous.
Those are sexy. Those are
Yeah. And I have
feminine. I like feminine.
What do you
so
have
many
pink?
thigh-high.
Show me a pink pair. Do you have something
Pink?
pink?
No, Brian has the pink ones
Oh, look
on.
at there we go. Oh, I always love pink. Those are beautiful.
Right?
too. Now,
I know,
Linda,
I
what
just-
do these shoes cost? From in the hundreds, right?
You know, each pair is different. It depends on where they're from. Heels.com is where I would get a lot of my shoes because they have so many unique pair. And the brand that I love the best is by Privilege. And that's just the ones that fit me best. So they will run anywhere from, 70 to 150 to 300 to 500.
What's the most expensive pair of shoes? I love that one.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
I have 2 pair of boots that are $2,500 and $2,700.
Oh, that's crazy.
And
I love it.
oops, hold on, I'm having a shoe catastrophe. Hold on. So this pair of boots,
$2,500 for a pair of boots.
Oh my God, look at that.
aren't those nice? The leather
Those are fabulous. And
with
they're
the bows
leather.
on the back.
Oh my
That's
God.
a soft
that's-
leather, but
Yeah.
2,500.
Oh, it's so soft. So these I think were 2,500, and then I have a pair in black that actually go like up to my thigh,
Right.
and those were 2,700 maybe or 25. I can't remember, but they're back here.
What's
So how
the-
many pairs do you have, do you think? How many pairs do you think you have? How many
Got
pairs of
100
shoes?
pair for sure.
More
It's
than
gotta be.
100.
It has to be a couple hundred. These have the red
Couple
bottoms.
hundred. Oh yeah, there you go. Louboutin.
Yeah, but those are spectacular. You know what's funny? This is frustrating to me. The more expensive the shoe, the more uncomfortable they are.
Oh,
How does
I
that-
believe
agree.
that. I believe that.
agree. Totally agree.
That's not fair.
No, I used to buy a Valentino shoes because they were the most comfortable with the soft suede.
Yeah.
And then when he stopped making shoes, I could never find a shoe that fit again. Well, then I went to this like cheap and buy, whatever kind of shoe store. It was like $12 for a pair of shoes. They were fake. They were made out of rubber or something.
Yeah.
Vinyl. The most comfortable shoes I ever wore.
Isn't that something?
It is. I have peasant feet.
You know what's funny? Purses are the same. I'm going to show you a purse that I have that I bought, and I'm not even exaggerating, for $20 at a flea market back in 1988. I'm not exaggerating.
Favorite one.
Okay? This is the purse, right?
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$20 I paid for this purse. I have purses in this room that were thousands of dollars, $3,000, $2,500. Nobody ever gives me a compliment on them, but that purse, everywhere I go, people are like,
that's the
stopping me.
same way with us with watches. We have like really nice, expensive watches, and then we have these plastic watches that cost $49, and they're called 49 watches.
Everybody loves
Everybody like compliments us on all the 40. We have like 10 of them because we have every color.
But I really sometimes give lectures to my daughters. They spend money on bags that you can't imagine. I mean,
she can because she's got them too.
Well, I mean, you know, $3,500 for a little evening bag.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
You know, where's the man to go with the bag?
Good point. I will be honest with you. I have not purchased my own bag ever at that much money. They've always been gifts for me.
There you go.
So you're lucky.
Yeah, that's good. Take that. I like that.
Yeah.
But
I've been fortunate.
I was at a party at Sue Wong's house where Mr. Chu, the real estate guy, the Beverly Hills real estate guy, had on beautiful shoes. And I said, I love your shoes. They're Dolce & Gabbana. He said, yes. I said, what they run you, $2,000? He said, more. I said, $3,000? He said, more. $3,500 for a pair of men's Dolce & Gabbana shoes. Loafers. And I just thought to myself, what would I do if I had that kind of money?
Oh, there you go. Dolce & Gabbana.
Yep.
I love Dolce & Gabbana.
Me too. I love these boots.
My favorite designer.
Yeah, I love, and these were about $1,800. You know, with taxes and all, it's $2,000. But it's funny because the bottom, these are the kinds you wear in the snow. Right. So here I am, $2,000 boots. I wear. Oh, I need a pair to wear in the snow. Let me grab my
No. Now, what happens 10 years from now when these are all out of vogue, out of style? What are you going to do?
Well, a lot of them are because some of them are already 10 years old. But
collectibles now.
Yeah, and if I hold on to them for another 5 years, they'll be back in style. That's how I look at it.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. I think it's
I
fabulous.
agree with that. Everything old is new again. There's no question about it.
Yes.
Everybody loves the boots too. Everybody in the chat room loves the boots.
Oh.
Now, how are you in the dress department? You go for big bucks for a dress?
Not necessarily. I have a few dresses that are expensive, but I don't. I go with what's cute and what fits great. And I find a lot of bandage dresses from BB that I love.
Yeah.
And you'll find them for under, $200.
Because if you wore a $10 black dress with Dolce shoes and a Dolce bag, the $10 dress looks like a $500 dress.
It does. It absolutely does.
It's your accessories that make you what you are.
Yeah.
Actually, your fan Nicholas wants to know, what pair of shoes do you wear the most?
Well, these in the winter because if I'm wearing jeans, and I happen to wear.
Do you ever wear flats? Do you ever wear like flats ever?
No.
Do you even own a pair of flats?
No. I'll wear either gym shoes or heels. It's one or the other. I wear
5'4" woman doesn't look.
Oh, those I like. I like
these
that.
go with everything. So I wear those a lot, and that's probably it. If that's the question, which ones do I wear the most? Probably those because they go with everything. They're black.
So you never wear rubber $2 thongs?
No, I hate the way they feel between my toes.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I have them, but they have a little bit of a wedge.
Okay, that's better.
So I will wear those like poolside, but I hate them. So I'm more likely to wear heels even at the pool.
There you go.
Do you like closed shoes or open-toed shoes?
Both. She's got both.
Both.
Yeah, we can see both. So
you like slingbacks?
Yes, but I do better if they
I do better if they actually cup my heel. You know what I mean?
You
And I
like
do
you like a pump. You like a pump.
Yeah, and I do like the strap around the ankle. I
Right.
feel like that just makes me feel a little bit more secure.
They
Right.
want to know, how do you wear those heels though in the ice?
Usually, if I go out, the ground is already dry. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yes.
the plows have come through, the salt has been laid. But if you hit one granule of salt the wrong way, you're going down. So I have to always be with a gentleman who makes sure that he holds me.
Okay, good.
And you have sitting shoes as well as walking shoes.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you the difference. All those ones with the red bottoms and the ones that are expensive, those are like car to
shoes.
table and back, and that's it. And sometimes I'll have to take them off while I'm at the table. They're so bad.
Right. Because my daughters have some shoes look like suicide pumps. And I say, what are you, crazy with those things? They said, Daddy, this is for dinner. I don't walk in these.
Yeah, you don't usually. These are cute too. Look at these.
Beautiful.
Oh, no, I love it.
Yeah,
some collection.
I know.
God.
I love these. And
Now,
I
do you have a
first.
special air conditioning in that room so that the leather doesn't dry out like a humidifier?
No, but I should. I have a humidifier with my furnace. Will that work or no?
I don't know, but you should have a special humid. Otherwise, leather tends to dry out and crack. I have a pair of shoes, penny loafers, that probably are 40 years old, maybe 50 years old. I'm not lying. I can't wear them. They fell apart. I put my foot in the back, broke right off.
That's also if you don't wear them. I worked for a shoe company for many years, and like if you don't wear good shoes, and these are good shoes, but if you don't wear them, especially men's shoes, a lot of times the soles come unglued, and
the soles came off.
You have to actually wear them all the. You have to wear them.
These were wonderful penny loafers. They were the original penny loafers, and I had dimes in them.
Do you know I used to have a pair of penny loafers, and I loved them.
Loved them, comfortable.
Yes, they're so cute. Back in the day.
I don't think a lot of our people watching know what a penny loafer is. It's a loafer shoe where on the top you could put a penny.
They still send them though. They still sell penny loafers.
You know what? I'll bet if they Google them, they can find.
Basswegians.
Do they still sell?
I used to wear
penny
Basswegians.
loafers?
Yeah, I used to wear Bass ones.
Yeah, Bass. Yeah.
It's like fun. They want to know what shoes you're wearing right now. What do you got on? Can you?
I have
your leg
socks
up?
on because I'm in my house.
Oh.
I'm Italian. I don't wear shoes in the house. Are you kidding me?
That's when your feet actually get a rest from walking in those high heels all day.
No, Italians walk in the house and immediately take their shoes off at the door, or your mother will beat you.
That's
There's
right.
no wearing shoes in the house.
That's
Smart.
Right. Now, if you were to cook a meal for a boyfriend, let's say tonight, what would you make?
Are we eating healthy, or are we just letting it all hang out?
That's a question that you will answer, not me.
Okay. I'm cooking for a date, and we are not eating healthy. And my specialty probably is going to be spaghetti and meatballs. I'm going to make the gravy. I call it gravy. I'm going to make the gravy from scratch. It's going to take about 3 hours to cook. And I'm going to make the meatballs from scratch as well. They get fried. And then they get put into the gravy once the gravy is all done. And then we're going to put that over angel hair pasta.
Angel hair.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And if you were going to eat healthy, what would you eat?
That was healthy.
No, pasta's not healthy for her. So.
Italian, it's healthy. Listen, a friend of mine in Brooklyn, clean, immaculate, really a clean Italian woman, no dirty house. She has welts all over her body. She went to so many doctors. They said it could be lupus, it could be this, it could be that. She was frantic. One doctor said to her, you can never eat tomatoes because maybe that's what she said, I'll die first. I'm Italian.
Yeah.
I can't go 2 days without red sauce.
Yeah.
Anyway, they found out that when they traveled, they got bed bugs in their luggage. She came home and put the luggage next to the sofa. The bed bugs made a life inside the welting of the sofa.
Wow.
And at night when she'd sit there watching TV, the bed bugs were on her.
Isn't that awful?
Well, when she heard she couldn't eat tomatoes, she said to me, Ron, I'm going to kill myself. I said, I agree. I almost gave her name away. But I agree with you, sweetheart, because Jimmy doesn't understand it. If I don't have my red sauce once a week, I'm not happy. How about you?
Yeah, I'm the same way. And I'll put red sauce over meatballs alone with no pasta. That's my healthy.
That's the way I would like to eat it because I don't like the pasta part that much. I just like the meatballs.
Oh, yeah. No,
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So you mentioned you asked what a healthy meal would be. I would probably make halibut, baked halibut with sauteed spinach. That would be, and maybe sweet potatoes.
That's just funny.
Yeah, we eat sweet potatoes. Now, I love my fryer, the wind thing that blows the wind.
Air fryer.
Air fryer. We put the sweet potatoes in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so crisp and delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, those are great. I have one too.
I like the air fryer.
I
Is that what they call it? Air fryer?
Yeah, so let's tell everybody. So first of all, you guys, you can find Linda on Instagram. She's at Linda Steele Fitbod, LindaSteele Fitbod, FITBOD. And then her website is Linda Steele Hotbod. And she has a new book, which we only have a minute because I think our guest is going to come any second. But tell us real quick, you have a new book. It's launching on Mother's Day. Tell us a little bit about it real quick.
It's called Nerves of Steel. And I wrote it because I was trying to reach out to more people than just who I could give incentive to in the health and fitness industry. It basically just talks about how I have had to overcome obstacles and still become successful, how I had to work through toxic relationships and some outside influences that made my life hell, and still keep my head above water every day and still be a mom and still be a business owner and still be successful.
And give me the name of that book again.
It's called Nerves of Steel.
Nerves of Steel. Go out and buy it. What does it sell for? What's a hot?
It's going to be $14.99, and it's
that's cheap as shit. Come on, that's good. Everybody, go buy this book and learn something.
It's not out yet.
Launching on Mother's Day.
I don't care.
When is Mother's Day? When's Mother's Day?
May
10th. And is it Steele like Steele?
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. It's in itself.
Listen, if ever you're in Palm Springs, you have to come over and we'll cook together.
I would love to. Maybe I'll come to Palm Springs just so we can cook together.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah?
I like that. No, I cook Northern Italian because we're Northern. And we use a lot of pesto and stuff like that.
Oh, I love pesto.
Yeah. I make my own, from the garden. I grind it. I put my own olive oil, my own pinoli nuts. Oh, yeah. I won't buy that shit in a jar.
Good for you.
All full of preservatives and poison. When you eat pesto ground and fresh, it's so different.
Oh my gosh.
But seriously, Linda, I really like you. I did when I met you, and I wish you could be my friend, a good friend, and I could see you more. But anything that happens in LA, you're certainly going to be invited to all the major events.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. It's been so great talking to you guys. Thanks so much for having me on your show.
You too, honey. You are warm.
Next guest isn't here yet either. I thought here she is. She's here. Good.
Warm,
okay.
You're warm. You're friendly. You're sweet. You're honest. You're kind. You're our kind of people.
Bye, Linda. Thank you so much. Tell Brian we said bye too.
Okay, I'll tell him bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Ciao, Bella. Ciao.
Isn't she fabulous?
I love her. I loved her when I met her. She just took my heart away. She's a sweet girl and honest. I mean, we really spoke in person. She wasn't on the air trying to sell anything when I spoke with her. And I was so impressed with I can't even remember half of the stuff she told me about health and fitness. And it's really not that difficult to be fit and healthy.
So we're going to bring on our next guest.
Right, Astro. Look at Astro. He's healthy and fit.
That's right. We're going to bring on our next guest. Olivia is coming on.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Another beauty. Another beauty.
Good. Let me know. Is it Diabo?
It's Darbo.
Darbo.
And Ron will appreciate this. It's like Garbo without the R.
There we go.
Oh, I like that.
Dabo. Okay. Now I'm going to do
So it's not Diavolo, the devil.
No.
No, I mean, everyone's got a little bit of a devil inside them. I think that's not such a bad thing, Just, get the little horns out from time to time.
So hold on, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and gorgeous Olivia Dabo. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello. I can't tell you how excited I am because I think you two are two of the most entertaining, hilarious hosts.
Oh, that's
thank you so much.
Pleasure of
I totally love you. Everybody's super excited. I got a lot of play when I put your picture out that you were coming on the show. There's people in the chat room talking about how gorgeous you are and everything is terrific. So tell us. So you're in LA, right? You live in LA now?
I do. Yes, I'm sort of back and forth, but primarily here. I own a home here, so
back and forth. Where?
Here. And I went to school in various different places, but I ended up going to a performing arts magnet school in Pacoima Junior High, if you can believe that. You know,
so
right,
you go
right
back
up
and
there
you
in
go
the Northern Valley. So
you go
it was
back
sort of
and
the
forth.
equivalent of the school in New York, the Fame School in New York.
Yes.
I'm gonna get this question out if it kills me. You go back and forth from L.A. to where?
To London.
Oh, well, that's a
Yes.
nice.
I love the accent.
That's a nice back and
The
forth.
accent is so awesome. It's like so beautiful and sexy. I gotta like love.
So
You
now
just
you're
gotta
a
love it.
kid movie star, right?
Kid TV star.
TV star.
Yeah, I think I just made it over the cap of being a child star. Thank God.
I don't think you're a snob at all.
No, she said I just made it from being a child star.
Oh, I thought you said snob.
A lot of energy, like those cookies that you were eating on one of the shows I saw you on, Ron.
I love it. You know,
You were
today
just like, yeah, well, that's fine, but I'm just addicted to these things, and I just don't want them to end. And we're to them.
Oh, those are those Welch's things that he loves.
Oh, I love them. Today I'm under the weather because, Jimmy sneezed and his snots flew all over me in bed. So he gave me the flu. So don't be nice to Jimmy. Don't be nice to him.
Okay.
No, okay. So first of all, you guys, let me do a little bragging so anybody who doesn't know who you are will know a little bit, you guys. So not only has Olivia been on like every TV show that you've ever seen ever in life, she's been in a ton of great movies. She's also in a zillion awesome video games. She's in all the superhero shit, which is what I really like a lot. And she's in all the animated series, you guys. And then she's also been interviewed not only on the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, but she's been on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Wait, hang on.
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, Good Morning America.
Stop. How could she possibly be on the Johnny Carson
in the 80s
show?
when he was on?
She wasn't born yet.
Yeah, he was.
How could you be on Johnny Carson? What were you, 2 years old?
He held my hand. I was young, yes, but I took my, he was so sweet. He's so old school showbiz, and I love that about him. And I was very nervous, Ron, as I'm sure you can imagine, because he's a bit of a legend.
Sure.
And to calm my nerves, he just held my hand through the entire interview. And we just had a blast. It was like the audience disappeared, and it was just me and Johnny hanging out, talking about, doing characters and talking about, how I'd grown up with his show. And I just was so nervous because he was kind of an idol of mine. And, I had an amazing time. That was incredible.
Not for anything, but you look extremely young.
Well, thank you.
And you cannot be extremely young if you've been on the Johnny Carson show, so you are fooling people.
I'm fooling people?
You look about 22 or 23 years old.
I must tell you, I'll take the compliment because some people are better at taking compliments than others. But
you really look young. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I don't do
No,
that
I
shit.
know.
You really, that's why when Jimmy said Johnny Carson show, I thought, hey, I'm from the days of Johnny Carson, and I'm 100, but not you. You look good. What do you do to stay so fit and beautiful?
Well, I meditate. I do yoga. I try and really work on my internal happiness, and I find that really helps the outer whole thing. It's sort of, if you can get that right, if you can get, I do things. I mountain climb. I go to the desert. I spent a lot of time in the lithium there, everything.
She said she spends a lot of time in the lithium. She comes to the desert, she said.
When you come to the desert,
let us know, because that's where we are.
We live in Palm Springs. We are the desert.
You are the desert. I know you
You'll
are.
come over. I'll cook something. We'll all have a lot of fun.
Okay.
So I forgot.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you, Ron.
What's your nationality?
I'm English. I'm second generation Finnish from Arbo. In fact, my last name Darbo means of Arbo, which is why there's an apostrophe there, because it's a small d, an apostrophe, capital ABO. And my heritage is pirate folklore, actually. So I'm a pirate, and there's if you go back even further to 785, I have Iraqi in my blood as well.
Very beautiful. Most I know a lot of children that were actors, and they grew up to be a mess, and they couldn't deal with it because as kids they were revered as beautiful and fabulous, and then they got old, and everybody said that old douchebag who wants it. It's horrible. How did you transfer from child to adult?
That's a good question. When I started the Wonder Years, well, my first film, I was 14, so I was just on the brink of sort of becoming a teenager and a young woman, and so I think it had a lot to do with my parents. My father was in a group called Manfred Mann in the 60s. And
oh my God, Blinded by the Light.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like my favorite song. I want your father on the show.
Hey, what happened? What did I miss? What did I miss? You're screaming.
Her father was in a band called Manfred Mann, who sings "Blinded by the Light," which is one of the greatest rock songs ever fucking done ever in the world.
Yes, and he also wrote a song that you guys would both know, called "Build Me Up Buttercup," which is famous.
Build me up, Buttercup, baby. Oh yeah, that's
Buttercup. I know that song. Sure.
I wrote a song for Rod Stewart called.
And that was your father who did that?
Pardon?
That was your father, right?
That was my dad, but he was the lead singer of this group, Manfred Mann. They also sung Do-Wah Diddy and Mighty Quinn. They had a lot of.
I love them.
So I think I was raised in this family where it wasn't an odd thing that Elton John would come round to the house and write with my dad in the basement. Cat Stevens, he and my dad had the same manager at the time, a man called Barry Cross. Dusty Springfield, I was obsessed with as a child. She came round with all these bangles and earrings, and I was just like, Dusty, you're so beautiful. Can I look at your bangles and your earrings? And she was like, of course, love, of course. Have a go here, put some on. And so there was a real renaissance of creative artistry constantly going on in my house in London. And I grew up. The thing that made me want to act was my father was doing a musical called Gulliver's Travels. Because he was a musician, he had the capability.
I remember that.
Of taking a play like that and adapting it and writing all the music. So when I was born, when my brother was born, and then when I was 7 years old, those were the 3 times that he did that show. And I saw him walk up as Gulliver, as we call it, breaking the fourth wall through the exit signs. And he walked up to go on stage. And as a kid, my birthday there was some mates of mine, my grandmother. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to go on stage with my dad, So I sort of walked up on the stairs and he said, no, Olivia, you've got to go and sit down. And you can come. Now is not really an appropriate time. I was, but Daddy, I want to be on stage with you. And I just got this real sensibility of, maybe it was because I idolized, we idolize our parents until they get taken down off the pillar. For whatever that usually eventually happens, but I just saw him up there and he was like this god on stage, and I felt this real spiritual connection between how he was impacting the audience, and it just kind of gave me the bug. And then he brought me up afterwards and I got to be on stage and look out at all the people, but it was that experience that I felt while watching my dad up on there, creating.
I love it.
That made you want to do it. Okay, let's get to the real good stuff that everybody wants to hear.
Okay.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, married, divorced, children.
I have a child. Yes, my son is 26. His name.
What?
Oh my God! You have a
freaking
26-year-old.
You're freaking me out.
You must have had him when you were like 5.
This is one old. She is one old bitch. Trust me. This is an old bitch we have on our show. How could you have a 21-year-old son and look 21?
No, 26-year-old
26, son. And your son looks older than you.
We look like I could be his much older sister, but
no. If you go out together, I bet people think you're an item. You and your son are boyfriend and girlfriend.
They have at times, but he does have a girlfriend now, and I just love her, and I love going out with it.
You are really incredible looking. I've got to tell you this.
Thank you.
I mean, you're not only beautiful, but you really have the fountain of youth coming out of you. You're lucky.
So,
Mom was a top model. She taught me a lot about, inner happiness. She was, and also, how to take care of oneself and all of that. But I always had to sort of remind her, Mom, you're the model. I'm the actor. I don't have to be, like this big. I can,
Wait, I didn't finish my question. So do you have a boyfriend right now?
Yes, I am. I am seeing someone at the moment.
Good for you.
Wait, tell me about him. Is he nice?
She better say yes.
Nice. They got to be nice. They got to be funny. They got to have a.
Is he rich? Is he rich?
He's not poor.
Well, I mean, when you look like you don't go out with poor.
Are you giving me advice, Ron?
Yes. Men want the other Cadillac, as we say.
Oh, right. Yeah. No,
So a man with a lot of money will marry a woman that's like his other Cadillac, and that's the honor. Beautiful women marry wealthy men. They have the option or the opportunity. And I advise that to all women. If you're beautiful, he has money, you have beauty. It's a fair trade.
And she's got success because she's
And
extremely
you're successful, so you're a double threat.
Oh, thank you.
So you think you're going to marry this guy or what?
Possibly. Who knows? I'm actually. I've been married for 10 years, and I'm not any longer married. So I'm sort of giving myself a breathing space, and I'm really appreciating the fact that I've got my autonomy back. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Is he cute? Is he cute?
Of course he's cute.
I mean, handsome.
Look at her. Of course he's going to be cute.
Sometimes I've seen beautiful women with ugly, disgusting men. Haven't you?
She said yes, she has too.
No, I mean, I walk in the mall and I see these women. They're 500 pounds, not attractive, and with them is this gorgeous guy built like a brick shit house, handsome. And I think, how did they get each other? They find each other.
I mean, there must be something. I don't know if you like the. Sometimes people just fall in love with someone's soul, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. Maybe they make them laugh every day, 24 hours.
That's true love.
That is true love, I believe. And I believe you can get close to all those things. I just think you have to get past the point where you're initially, when you, in your youth, you sort of are looking for people whose teeth match your wounds. And then you have to go through that whole kind of process where you're acting out maybe childhood things that were painful, or you just you have a different sort of way of protecting yourself as a child, and so you pick people who are and then you get
safe,
and things become outmoded, and you grow up and you pick somebody who's maybe completely different to who you originally thought that you were compatible with.
What color are your eyes?
They're hazel.
I thought so.
So hang on, I want to do some bragging. So everybody knows.
You're very beautiful.
So you guys, she's done so many fabulous things. If everybody knows who she is, if you watch any of the animated stuff, because she does everything: Batman, Justice League, Tarzan, Mortal Kombat. I mean, the Wild Thornberrys. She's like been in all of them. Television shows, she's been on everything. And one of the ones I'm bringing up on purpose. First of all, like a lot of the people that are in the shows that you've been on, we've had on our show, which is fun. But you did an episode, and I don't even know if anybody will know what this is, of Sex and Execs, and Stan Zimmerman. That's Stan Zimmerman's show, and he's a very good friend of Ron's and I.
Stan and I are buddies for years. Stan and I really love each other.
I do too. He's a real mensch.
Stan is a fabulous guy.
Yeah, we did Mr. Sloan together. Do you know that play with Ian Buchanan?
He's been on our show too.
Love Ian. No, we all end up looking for our tribes. So I'm not surprised that we know a lot of the same people.
I know. I love it. So you guys, she was in Wayne's World 2, Greedy, with Kirk Douglas and Michael J. Fox, The Big Green, Kicking and Screaming, The Velocity of Gary, Soccer Dog, the movie, Sleeping Beauty, Robo Dog. She got a new movie, Bandit, with Mel Gibson, Josh Duhamel, Alicia Cuthbert, Nestor Carbonell. She did a movie which kind of like even we have a ton of friends in Staycation. Like we know everybody in it, and we know the people who made it. And one thing I think is cool that you've got all these like A-list huge budget things, and that you also get involved in some indie stuff, which really helps the indie films. So I think it's very cool. Staycation, you guys, besides Olivia, is Lorene Landon, who I just did a movie with, and Ron did. Kelly Maroney, Tracy Coco, who's coming on the show next week, and Eileen Dietz.
Great.
And so I have a question in general, because you're not typecast. I mean, you do family movies, dog movies, action movies. You're in Star Wars. I mean, you do a little bit of everything. So how did you navigate your career because everybody always gets typecast, and then you see them in a million of the same movies, and like none of your stuff is the same. It's all different.
I just, for me, it's about the experience, and I think that's a choice to be typecast. I think it's about the work, like I played a serial killer on Law and Order: Criminal Intent with Vincent D'Onofrio, and originally it's supposed to be, a one episode that, because of our chemistry, and it was a Sherlock Holmes kind of Moriarty sort of tit-a-tat cat and mouse game. We just had this incredible chemistry, which ended up turning it into an arc on the show, where it gave Vincent the opportunity to work with somebody romantically. And I thought at times, because actually the country voted for me to live or die, but she was one of these characters that people love to hate. And though she was a sociopath and a serial killer, she was very charming. So I
like you.
Player like me, because why do these psychopaths get away with so much? Because they have an exuberance, they have a charm, they're enigmatic, they're almost like super gods in a way, because they're always 10 steps ahead, and they love people, and they pay people compliments, and they have fun, and they have a sense of humor. So I just try and do that in all my work. I try and not get pinholed, and I look.
And you've done it very well.
Different without
hang on.
Wait, I have to apologize to our viewing audience. I just took Dayquil and it has codeine in it, and I don't.
And it just hit you.
I don't do well with codeine, so I'm scratching my face because I'm itching. I don't want people to think I'm nuts. I have a dreadful flu that I caught from snot-nosed Jimmy next to me.
So hold on. So okay, everybody's got it. So we have a question in the chat room, and a very good friend of mine's son is in the chat room, and he came in, got off of work so he could ask a question, and I told him I would do it. So it says, "What was it like to voice act for Star Wars as Luminara? Did you spend a lot of time with Dave Filoni, and what was the process?"
For the Rise and Fall of Skywalker.
Yes, Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh, right, that's Clone Wars, right?
No, it's the Rise of Skywalker. Yes.
So for the film, I spent time with the director, kind of calling back. He called back all the Jedis. It was an amazing company, and he just worked with me for 3 hours to get me to a place and improvise some of the lines, as well as some of the lines that were written, to just really encourage the lead character to not give up. I mean, I think the whole point was to bring the characters and merge the Star Wars, Clone Wars Jedis and the Jedis that were from the actual Star Wars films, and bring them all together in allegiance. It was an incredible experience. I mean, getting to go to Santa Monica, to the actual LA-based, Star Wars offices and studio is incredibly impressive. I mean, you walk in and you see to the right, it's like being in a museum. There's all the Star Wars memorabilia, and you see Chewbacca kind of behind a glass, a wall, and all the costumes that Han Solo wore, and Princess Leia, everything from Star Wars to its genesis to now. And J.J. Abrams then took me up into this wonderful studio, huge, massive, grey, big, black, lots of depth in the room. And I just suddenly felt like I was in the film. I was only doing the voice, but it was just so wonderful to be part of the piece on a whole, and feel like I could help somehow inspire this young character to not give up and to...
So let me ask you a question, because you've done movies, television, video games, and animated series. Like, do you have one that you like, better than another? They're all kind of like very different, but they all each have their own huge audiences.
Yeah, I love doing them all, but my favorite thing is to be on stage and entertain, whether I'm singing or doing a Broadway play. One of my favorite things that I've done thus far was I did Broadway. I did Neil Simon's The Odd Couple with Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane. And for me, that was one of the most incredible experiences thus far, because it was like boot camp, and not every actor is cut out for Broadway.
And I know the part you played. And
Gwendolyn Pigeon.
You had to be one of the sisters, the English sister.
Yes.
And you probably killed it. You did a great job with it, I bet.
But you know what I did, Ron, is, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen the film and the TV show, that the Pigeon Sisters originally were written much too upper crust for women in the 1960s who smoke and work at a place in New York called Slenderama. So, you know, I know those sort of girls. You know,
Right.
sisters, and they come on over on the plane in the 60s, and they just want to have a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean?
I love that.
These wench laughs, and they like to have a fag, you know, and a nice chat with the bloke. And that was my interpretation of Gwendolyn. I flew myself to New York. You know, my agent at APA said, you know, we got this opportunity for you, but you got to fly yourself there. And I was like, I'm down. I'll pay for my ticket. And I just really wanted to meet Neil Simon. And I'd always wanted to work with Joe Montello, who's like one of the best theater directors today. I'd seen him do Angels in America, which he was amazing in as an actor.
Yes.
And I met him. I met Neil. I read with some other girls. We had very different accents. One was, you know, sort of talking very like this. Well, Gwendolyn, I don't know why you. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Tiffany. I mean, doing my completely different accent. And I think Neil Simon just thought it was refreshing. So what I ended up doing when I got the role, they flew me back for the callback, put me up, is Joe said to me, Joe Montello, will you take both Cicely's lines and Gwendolyn's lines and just put them into a tape recorder so that you guys can, you know, find a common ground in how you're speaking. And we got a lot of laughs, I have to say, in the show.
I bet.
Are you familiar with the role?
Yes.
Gwendolyn?
Mm-hmm.
She had the good line. She was the snotty one.
But ultimately, she's the one who takes care of Felix, and she wants to take him under her
She
wing.
was the one that gave him the most opposition. Am I correct?
She gave.
She was hungry for a man, but was snotty about it.
A little bit more reserved, yeah. She was quite happy to sit back with her cigarette.
So do you
a great part to play.
So you said you sang in it. Like, do you have you like released music? Like, are you a singer that we can go and hear music that you've released anywhere?
Yeah, I've done it. You can actually go to YouTube and watch my video, which is called Revolution. It's a video that I directed a number of years ago, and my album is Not TV. And you can go to cdbaby.com and buy it. But I'm in the midst of working on another album right now, which is kind of a prog rock album. And it's, you know, I'm doing everything from the stuff that I've written that I've been channeling, which is like 1930s torch songs, to Gaelic, Celtic kind of English Brit rock stuff that I grew up with, you know, being that my dad was, you know, a musician. And it's a potpourri of it's, I would say it's a modern Brit rock, really, with, you know,
I love it.
You know, beats behind it. It's kind of Portisheady, kind of Massive Attack. I don't know if you know those.
I want to hear it. I got named the best music publicist in the U.S. Lots of my clients, like I have Scott Page from Pink Floyd. I have like all these famous clients, you know, that do a lot of things, and I totally want to hear it when it comes out. Okay, see how we can help you promote it, because I'm really good at that.
Were you a fan of the Beatles?
Later on, I was. I kind of got saturated by the Beatles and didn't quite get them till I was about 13, 14. You know, I liked the Rolling Stones more. I know everybody compares the two, but as I get older, I just find that the Beatles are just, there's nothing like their songwriting. Paul McCartney and John Lennon, the united allegiance that they have is undescribable, because they're such different people that the chemistry that gets woven between them when they write a song is priceless.
It becomes magic.
Yeah.
I have to tell you though, because I'm so excited, because like my favorite two songs, like when I was like growing up, when I was younger, was Dreamweaver, Gary Wright, and Blinded by the Light. And Gary Wright was the first one of the first guests we ever had on this show ever. When we first started out, nobody knew who we were. He was really nice. He had just gotten off of Ringo Starr's All-Star Band tour, and he came on the show, and I was so excited, and nobody could believe, that we could get him on the show, and we were a brand new show. And so like it super excites me, and that you also do music. I think that's fabulous. Like so go back to movies for a minute. Like I like to ask this to all the actors, and you will probably have an interesting answer. But men and women, like you have a bucket list. I mean, I can't read all the stuff you guys. I took notes, and like I filled one whole page, and I got like half of her shit she's done. She's done so much stuff, it's not even funny. But what? If you could work with any, like on a bucket list, male and female actor that you haven't worked with, because you worked with everybody, like who are two people that you think would be great to work with? And then the second half of the question is, if you could have been in any movie that's ever been made in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
I'll start with the first question. I'd love to work with Helen Mirren. I'd love to work with...
Oh, yeah. Me too.
I'd love to work with... Oh my gosh, it's unfortunately. I mean, I wish I'd worked with Alan Rickman. I found he.
Oh, I love Alan Rickman.
I mean, I was lucky enough. I met Alan Rickman. I was doing a play with Juliet Stevenson, who was in Truly, Madly, Deeply with us. There's a lot of brilliant stage actors too that I would just love to work with. I wish I'd got to work with Sir John Gielgud. I mean, but Harrison Ford, I love.
Oh, me too. You're picking good ones, and you're picking ones that nobody else ever picks. All the young people always say Meryl Streep, and I'm like, oh, come on, give me a break. And
I'd take her at a bag of chips. Anyway.
No, Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren is an awesome.
I would work with her in a minute for free. I think she's a brilliant actress, a stunning looking woman, and she's almost my age, and she's absolutely beautiful.
Has got it going on big time. She's,
stunning.
Size, age, and I think she's a great example to women. She knows who she is, and a lot of her sex appeal and her gravitas and her beauty is, yes, aesthetically she's beautiful to look at, but it's how she carries herself, her posture. How she walks into a room, her inner strength. These are all things that I think I encourage women to, pay attention to, because beauty and grace and elegance, all of these things, they are things that maybe they're not born. Some people are born with them, but you can
acquire them.
They're learned. They can be learned.
Don't forget, Helen is old Hollywood. She's from the days of Hollywood when Hollywood was Hollywood.
That's right.
So she was trained, and through all of her work, she's become a flexible, versatile. I adore her. I have never met her, but I can't wait till I do, and I interview her. It's going to be a wonderful interview.
Yeah.
Have you ever met her?
No, I haven't. I've met Jane Fonda, who I love, and I know that they are both made.
My other one would be Judy Dench. Like I love Judy Dench.
I love Judy
Dench and Helen Mirren are like my two favorites.
I love Judy Gentry also.
I don't know if you've ever seen, you must see if you haven't already, their early Shakespearean work. They used to travel in a troupe all around England and in the States as well. But, I think it gave them that bond, and it set them up for life, because when you have, and Timothy Dalton was part of the,
how about Maggie Smith? Jesus, is she fabulous?
I love Maggie Smith. Honestly, there's so many. I could give you a list.
Have you ever met Maggie Smith?
No, I've not.
I would love to meet her. She's a fabulous actress.
I did get to meet Diana Rigg, who I rather love.
Oh, yes.
But Diana passed away, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to a movie. What movie would you have liked to be in?
I'm going somewhere. England has put out some of the greatest actors of our time. So many. They were Shakespearean trained. And English actors are funny comedians also. Dry humor, wonderful. I'm a fan of English movies.
Me too. I would have loved to have worked with Peter Sellers. He's not with us anymore. I would have loved to have worked with Wilder. I love men actors who, maybe they're not considered, aesthetically, conventionally leading men. Steve McQueen is a great example of that. I would have loved to have met with him too. But I always go back to kind of earlier actors, Montgomery Clift, people like that. I just think that they were ahead of their time.
They were beautiful. Montgomery Clift was a beautiful man.
Ron had a show back in the day called Set the Record Straight, where he interviewed all the legends of Hollywood, and Jane Russell was his best friend and his first guest. And so he's like the Turner Classic Movie. Like he knows all, and he's met all of them, and he knows all of them.
And they're all gone.
How about Day? I mean, she just had such an incredible. I mean, Judy Garland and Doris Day from that era.
I've never met Judy Garland.
But what an actress! Aside from being an incredible singer, she was
multi-talented.
It was hard to watch sometimes because of the pain and the reality of what she would draw from to get through a song. I mean, she gave it everything she had, and it came from the depth.
Well, I interviewed her daughter Lorna Luft, and off camera, Lorna and I spoke about things that we wouldn't speak about on camera. And the questions I asked Lorna, and she answered me honestly, and I said I would never disclose them. She was a victim of narcotics due to studio heads. They destroyed that girl and the woman. Hollywood killed Judy Garland.
Yeah, I know.
They did.
Which is just terrible. Wait, go. So pick a movie, though. You didn't tell me a movie. What movie would you have liked to have been in?
Harold and Maude.
Oh,
which
wow.
one?
Harold and Maude.
Interesting. Very interesting movie. Interesting part.
I mean, Harold and Maude being there. I don't know if there would have been a part for me, but one of my favorite films over the last 3 years is Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Amazing.
I'll have to look that up now. I'll have to look it up.
Guys,
so what have you got coming up? You have a movie coming out soon?
Yes, I have a film coming out where I play called Bandit. I play Mel Gibson's wife, and it's set in 1984 in Canada, but we faked it and shot it in Georgia. It's an espionage fugitive film, kind of like The Fugitive, and Josh Duhamel plays this bandit. It's a true story about a man who robbed about 150 to 250 banks in the 80s, and he got away with it, guys, every time he went and robbed a bank.
The name of that film is
Bandit. Bandit.
She has to repeat it. People forget.
Bandit.
The Bandit. The Bandit.
No, not The Bandit. Just Bandit.
Bandit. Okay.
So wait, let me ask you a question. So like, if you could pick someone. And it's just for the movie, not like in real life, but like if you could pick any actor to be like if you're gonna go shoot a new movie and they said, okay, who do you want to star opposite of to be your love interest? Who are you don't have to give me one, you can give me a few. Who are a couple of people that you think would be fun or that you would love to have as your like love interest in a movie?
Oh my gosh, I've got rather a few.
That's okay. Give us a few.
Gosh, I really love Russell Crowe. I think he's wonderful.
Yes.
Gosh. Probably Gary Oldman. There's some.
Gary Oldman.
He's like the greatest actor on the planet, though. He's so awesome.
Yeah, he really is, and he's a lovely guy. And I've worked with him before, but I worked with him on a sitcom that was Jason Alexander's spin-off from Seinfeld.
Oh wow!
It was kind of an odd thing to be working with Gary Oldman on a sitcom, and God, we were there till all hours of the morning. But I just loved working with him, and
that's a good one. I like Gary Oldman. That's
who
a
else?
good pick.
Who else?
We have like 2 minutes left, so give us one more.
Would you have liked to work with Sean Connery?
Javier Bardem.
Oh, there we go.
He's a bit saucy, isn't he?
Yes, he's really good though.
I think they're the most amazing couple, but I think he's a very, very gifted actor, and I hear he's really brilliant as Desi Arnaz in the Lucy.
He was good. We liked it.
Did you?
Liked it. Yeah, we liked it.
Female.
No, she did.
We did Helen Mirren. Who else?
I love to work with Kate Winslet, and
yes.
I love God, I can't believe I'm blanking on her name. Kate, the Australian actress who's just done.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to work with Angelina Jolie?
Yes, and the main reason is because I think she's a phenomenal actress. But I've met her. She's one of the loveliest women and human beings that I've ever met. You know, I met her maybe about 8 years ago, and you know, she was so crazy famous it was hard to put in words. But I saw a film that she directed, which she did a brilliant job directing, and you would think somebody that famous would, you know, have an entourage of people around them, you know, when you're going to the after party and walking over there. And she was cool as a cucumber. She took pictures with people. She was completely confident, almost like there's nothing that you could do to hurt this woman, because she almost had this sacred aura around her.
I love it. So I'm sorry, because I didn't mean to interrupt, but we're going to out of time, and she's going to yell at me in a minute. So you guys, this is Olivia Dabo. You can follow her on Instagram at OLIVIADABO, and her Twitter is the same. Oh, they're the same. Is also Olivia Dabo.
Yeah.
There it is on there. We want to thank you so much. And when you have anything to promote, we want to bring you back. You were a lovely guest. You're so talented. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Desert,
come to dinner. We'll do dinner.
I'm serious. I don't give fake invitations. I really mean it.
Okay. Well,
you're a sweetheart. You're a very nice girl. I mean, I keep thinking she's a teenager. She's about 140 and she looks 21.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, so phenomenal.
Olivia, thank you so much. You've been
450 years old.
You look wonderful.
At night, and I put it on my face.
I love it. Thank you so much, Olivia. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, honey.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody, for tuning in. We had a great time. What great guest, Roxy. Thank you. I'm sorry we went over a little bit, but everybody, we'll see you next week. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. Can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.